just we're growing as a team, and the reality was we've got a lot of guys in a lot of spots that have never been there. You know, it's nice to grow with a win, especially in a game, a rivalry game, so to speak, where I know it's very important to a lot of Ole Miss people. So I wish it would have been a little smoother, but quite frankly, we probably needed that. If we can grow from it and learn from it. I was really pleased with our approach the last couple of days after the debacle of a first half. I thought the second half against Middle was respectable because we fought, but the first half was a complete debacle, the worst half of basketball that I've ever been a part of at Ole Miss. And for us to respond over the last 2 days, hold ourselves accountable, and then to come out of the gate, I thought with great energy. I thought our focus was locked in. We were moving the ball. We had 13 assists in the first half, which is still a typical game for us. Shows we were really moving the ball. Second half, to Memphis's credit, Tubby Smith's the first ballot Hall of Famer. We knew they were going to make adjustments. They started really hurting us. We were trying to half-court trap them, which was effective in the first half. They made some adjustments, played over the top, and the next thing you know, you look up and you're behind. And I thought our guys really responded the way that you would hope they would.
Rotationally, it seemed like you figured some things out. You started Brian and TD, but Cullen coming off the bench and kind of sparking you there seemed like.
Yeah, I thought Cullen made good decisions with the ball, really shot the ball well, had a huge three as we were mounting that comeback at the end. You know, DeAndre Burnett is the next step for him is making better basketball decisions. He can get downhill. He shoots. He's averaging around 8 free throw makes a game, which is leading the SEC. And he gets in that traffic, and he's being converged upon by their whole team. And I thought a couple of times we could have pitched it to a cleaner look, but that's the next evolution for him. Sebas was the man, and that's what you want your workhorse to be. We were going to run offense through him, as you saw early, despite them doubling him. Sebas has been double-teamed more this season through 8 games than he probably has been in his career, and I think he's getting much more comfortable with it and making better decisions. But he was our workhorse, made huge plays. I thought Marcanvas Hyman was terrific down the stretch by protecting the rim. You know, we're up 52-40, loose ball. He blocks a shot, a little excited, said something he shouldn't have said. Next thing you know, that's when they started their run, and he's on the bench with 4 fouls because technicals count as personal. So, again, another learning experience for him.
You mentioned hoping the MTSU game grabbed their attention. I mean, was that what you thought?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to avoid it.
Yeah.
You know, it was terrible with the naked eye. Just thank God you guys didn't have to watch it twice. I watched it 3 times. Can you believe that? Yeah. Everybody wants to be a coach. I watched it 3 times, and it was awful every time. And so we showed it to the guys, and they owned it. That's what I was proud of. They owned it, and I thought we made the necessary adjustments. Let's not kid ourselves, guys. I know coaches aren't supposed to say this, but this was a must-win. We knew that. So we knew in order for our season to have hope, you got to protect your home floor. And you certainly can't drop 2 in a row at home prior to going to an ACC team next Saturday. So now we'll go into exams. I know our guys are super excited about that. I think most of them are heading to the library as we speak. And we'll hope to get better.
What do you think of your first 5 now, Andy? And are you still tinkering?
It is I got a great line from John Turturro in To Live and Die in L.A., but it's got profanity in it. I'll give it to you afterwards. But I just live day by day. You remember that line? To Live and Die in L.A.? You had it. I think it came out about 83. You had a ponytail.
You did dominate the last 5-6 minutes of the game. Was that just an effort thing, or what?
Making plays. This game comes down to making plays. You know, they talk about the NBA as a make-or-miss league. You know, a lot of guys miss more than they make in college. Unfortunately, that's why they're in college, not in the NBA. But this is a make-plays league, especially at the SEC. You know, if talent is even in the ballpark, it's a make-plays league. We made them early. They hit us with them and made them. We went through a stretch. We started the second half 1 for 10. I'm not sure the looks were any different. We just weren't finishing plays. To Memphis's credit, they made plays. They were crushing us on the offensive glass, giving them second, third, fourth chance opportunities. They cashed in with some big threes. That's a team that has not been proficient from 3, meaning Memphis to this point, but they made timely threes. And then our guys responded by making plays, whether it be penetrating pitch, Cullen hit that big 3, or KG blocking those 2 or 3 shots down the stretch, which kept balls alive and allowed us to get out in the open floor and make some plays.
Brian was in his first start. I know he made some mistakes, at least on the defense, the backups and stuff, but did you like what you saw?
Yeah, he scored the first basket of the game with 3, hit another 3. As I'm looking at his stat line, he played 16 minutes. He had 6, 2, and 2. I love his energy. I think our team loves his energy. Sometimes with certain lineups, we're not as athletic as we need to be in the backcourt, and he helps us in that regard because he is athletic, and he's going to get more and more athletic as he gets back to full speed. He's close, but he's not quite. He's very, very explosive when he's back. He's getting there, but I thought he was huge for us tonight, his first collegiate start under these circumstances.
You had 14 turnovers in the first half last game, just 11 tonight. Just what went better?
And I think we had 7 at the half, and this is a season low for us, which allows us to have more opportunities to make plays. I just think we're making better decisions with the ball. We've tried to adjust some of our spacing stuff and try to get guys who we can trust to handle it the majority of the time.
I know Lawson was dealing with some foul trouble. What'd you guys do to kind of limit his effectiveness?
Well, we just try not to let him get to his spot. Both those Lawson kids are tremendous. You know, I played with their father. I've known him a long time. Keelan's younger than I, but he played at UAB when I was there. And both those guys are tremendous. They're different. You know, KJ's energy, I thought, was really terrific out of the gate, attacking. You know, he makes 8 field goals. He's very, very active. But Diedrich's one of the best players in college basketball if he gets to his spot. He's long. He can shoot it inside, outside. He's got great touch. And if you let him get to his spot, so we just tried to crowd him, be physical initially, and then make sure we shrink the floor by not allowing him to get to his spots. And then obviously it's helpful when he's sitting on the bench. I really like that part of it.
Did that open up things? Did that open up things offensively for you guys? Maybe down on the paint when he went out.
I think so. He's a good shot blocker. He had 3 in only 22 minutes because of his length and his timing. But, you know, I thought we were attacking pretty readily, and we were certainly trying to go through Sivas and establish him in that low post because we felt like we got to go through our guy, and he's our guy.